B-Mac, tell me what makes this Packers team so good in these types of situations. When you don't have your guy out there, when your back's against the wall, it seems like the Packers are always in a football game, and here they get those few bounces, those few plays they needed to make it a win.
Matt LaFleur is a really, really good coach. His ability to prepare and get the most out of his offense, get the most out of the quarterback, whoever that might be, has been well documented. And this was a do-or-die type situation for Green Bay because you don't want to start the season 0-2, being in a very, very competitive division, the black and blue division, the NFC North. So he understood how important this moment was. And we currently live in a world, Joe, where Malik Willis outplayed Anthony Richardson. Think about that. They did a great job in putting him in positions to be successful. Only 2 incompletions.
That's winning football.
It wasn't a large size, small sample size, 12 or 14, but he was smart with the football, no turnovers, and he threw a touchdown. They rode with Josh Jacobs. 32 attempts, as he mentioned, 151. He actually left a touchdown out there because he fumbled going into the end zone, but he was the catalyst for their offensive success. And what they did defensively against Anthony Richardson, they allow running opportunities for Jonathan Taylor. And I'm still a bit surprised why we didn't see at least 20 touches for Jonathan Taylor because he had around 10 or 12 totes for over 100 yards. So he did a great job when he got the opportunities. But they wanted to make sure they kept everything in front of them when it came to the passing game by the Colts. And they kept Anthony Richardson in the pocket. And he didn't do a good job seeing the football field well.
I'm sure I'll say it more than once on this day, but 0-2 gives you about an 11% chance to make the playoffs in historical context. That was what the Green Bay Packers avoided here and did it with their backup quarterback. It's a different issue, as you sort of mentioned here, for Indy and Anthony Richardson. They're only going to go as far as that quarterback takes them. He's going to have to shoulder a lot of the win share for that team. Do you see the early signs of an NFL quarterback, or is it sort of schoolyard Nerf stuff? Because the physical gifts are, you just can't argue with them, but the implementation of the offense still doesn't seem to be there.
I'm seeing learning pains, not growing pains, but learning pains with Anthony Richardson.
You got to get that growth.
You got to get that growth. And he's growing, but unfortunately, he's growing in pains. You have to understand something, Joe. As a professional quarterback in the NFL, if you protect the football, you're going to be in positions to win more than lose. You cannot throw interceptions, especially on the road. And what we're seeing from Anthony Richardson in 2 games of play, especially in today's matchup against the Packers, he wants to showcase his arm almost every throwing opportunity. We all know you got a strong arm. We all know you have the ability to throw at 60 or 70 yards at any given time. And we all know you have the strength to pinpoint the football in tight spaces. But you don't have to showcase that every opportunity you get, because then that puts you in difficult moments in a ball game where turnovers can surface, like today's matchup. It's safe to say in this matchup, when you talk about having a generic offensive game plan from Green Bay because they started Malik Willis, you're going to see a generic execution when it came to plays that recall. The smarter team was going to win this ball game. The team that outrushed the other was going to win that ball game.
Are you telling me right now that Green Bay let Indy lose this game?
Basically, because of the turnovers. All Malik Willis did was take what the defense was giving him, rely on Josh Jacobs, buy time when given the ability to buy time with your athleticism, and just be smart. That's it. It's a simple game plan. And guess what he did? He executed from start to finish. So, yes, to your point, Indy lost this ball game because they were the sloppier team, and they didn't rely on the ground and pound attack. I said 12 attempts for 103 yards. That's Jonathan Taylor's numbers. Now, again, they lost this ball game, but they were always in reach of this ball game, even with Green Bay getting off to a fast start. 10-0, right? Especially when that fumble happened with Josh Jacobs, the opportunity to go up 17-0, you had an opportunity. Get JT going. Just imagine if Jonathan Taylor had an extra 10 totes in this ball game, what his numbers would have looked like. Josh Jacobs, that's what his numbers would have looked like. So the smarter team won this ball game, and the team that played the smartest football clean football won this ball game.
They don't ask how, just how many. It's an 0-2 start here for Indy. Now 1-1 for Green Bay. I told you we had 10 games in this early window. 7 of them were one-score games inside 10 minutes. And we had another thrilling finish in Minnesota. Taking a look at that box score as they are kneeling on the ball, and it's a statement made. 2-0 are Sam Darnold's Vikings. Officially official. Darnold 17-26 for 268 and 2 touchdowns, including one the full field length. We'll have highlights coming up after a quick break.